Hey everybody, this is a clip from the latest episode of the Randi Rhodes Show. If you want the full episode...
Mary had a little man. The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon.
I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
It is now certain that Leader McConnell is going along with President Trump's cover-up, hook, line, and sinker. When you look at his resolution, it's no wonder he delayed it till the last minute. He didn't want people to study it or know about it. After reading McConnell's resolution, it's clear McConnell is hell-bent on making it much more difficult to get witnesses and documents, and intent on rushing the trial through. On something as important and serious as impeachment, Senator McConnell's resolution is a national disgrace. Senator McConnell repeatedly promised the senators, the public, the press, that his rules for the trial would be the same as the rules in the Clinton impeachment. Nothing could be further from the truth. Senator McConnell's rules dramatically depart from the Clinton precedent in ways that are designed to prevent the Senate and the American people from learning the truth about President Trump's actions that warranted his impeachment. Let's go over 4 of them. The McConnell rules don't even allow for the simple basic step of admitting the House record into evidence at the trial. Under the McConnell resolution, he's saying that he doesn't want to hear any of the existing evidence and he doesn't want any new evidence. A trial where there's no evidence, no existing record, and no new evidence, no witnesses, no documents, that isn't a trial at all. It's a cover-up, and the American people will see it for exactly what it is.
So we're a little further along than last night. That is last night. Last night, Mitch McConnell revealed, like right on the eve of the beginning of a trial, the rules that the lawyers should follow. How does anybody, I don't know. But I will tell you that we are a little further along. This thing has opened up. It opened up at 1 o'clock. I will play you some of the stuff that already happened this afternoon, but let me explain that something has already changed. Chuck Schumer was correct. When we opened this thing up at 1 o'clock this afternoon, the trial, the rules were such that Mitch McConnell said maybe we'll enter existing evidence into this trial. Existing evidence, testimony, transcripts of testimony by the witnesses that the House heard, with the Republicans participating in the questioning of those witnesses. That was what Mitch McConnell did not want to enter into the record for the purpose of a trial. Well, after Schiff's opening statement, McConnell seems to have changed that rule slightly, ever so slightly. Now McConnell, instead of the, maybe, the original resolution read that the Senate may introduce the previously established evidence by the House. Now he's changed it so that the House evidence shall be admitted, but he's going to decide when. So a trial has begun without any evidence that's already been testified to, documents that have already been received, like Sondland's personal emails, because, of course, the White House produced 0 documents and 0 witnesses. So the stuff that we have is in spite of the president's order to these witnesses not to testify. They said, too bad, we got a subpoena, we're testifying, and they went. And Sondland, as you remember, was very frustrated because the State Department blocked all of his records. So he couldn't even refresh his recollection. He did have, and so did Bill Taylor, and so did Tim Morrison and a few others. They had some of their own emails, and those are the things that Mitch McConnell said, maybe I'll enter it into a trial. Now he says it will be entered into a trial, but he'll decide at what point in the trial. So the trial has begun without evidence. Without any evidence, without any testimony from witnesses under, penalty of perjury. That is so sick. The other thing that everybody was screaming about last night was Mitch McConnell had given 24 hours to each side to be completed in 2 days, opening statements, which meant 12 hours each day would be allotted to each side. Now, they don't want to start till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Why won't they start till 1 o'clock in the afternoon? They're saying, well, it's because John Roberts, he has another job and he's busy. Let me tell you something. John Roberts does not have a schedule that is, set in stone. John Roberts, the court is not in session, and no oral arguments are scheduled at all. So John Roberts' only job would be to review oral arguments, to review live cases, and he could do that anytime he so desires. John Roberts does not have to start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Mitch McConnell was doing this, so a good chunk would be given or broadcast in the middle of the night, at like 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? And so that has changed. That has changed. People were so outraged that Mitch McConnell has now said, okay, each side will have 24 hours over 3 days instead of 2. So that's 8-hour days. So it'll be like what, from 1 to 8 o'clock at night? Because again, they don't want to start till 1 o'clock. Now, let me tell you something. Any lawyer who needs to make a case would never, ever take 12 hours to make that case to a jury. That's over 2 days. It's a ridiculous notion. You would wear out the jury. And that seemed to be what Mitch McConnell wanted to do. He wanted to, and here's the sick part, it's not going to be the prosecutors that need 12 hours a day or 8 hours a day to make a case. No one needs that much time to make a case or an opening statement. It's not even, we don't even have witnesses here. So no one needs, 8 hours for an opening statement. So what did Mitch McConnell have in mind? So he had in mind that the prosecutors would make their opening statement, and then on Friday and Saturday, the defense, Cipollone, or whatever his name is, Cipollone, and Jay Sekulow, who is a religious liberty lawyer, and Ken Starr, and Alan Dershowitz, and all these people, they would, Friday and Saturday night. Friday and Saturday night. Now, why would they do that? Why would they do that? You think it's to keep you in the dark? Partly, but it also serves another psychological torture. What Mitch McConnell is trying to do is wear out these senators because they're, not young, spry men. Some of them are rather old. And what are they going to do? Hook up a catheter? See what I mean? They have to sit there. They're not allowed to speak. They can't leave. They can't stand up. Okay, there's all these freaking rules. And unless they have a catheterization, actually inserted, unless they actually do it, I suggest call Liberator Medical. I don't know, but it's just all over my TV all the time. So, but Mitch McConnell's desire is to work 6 days a week, well into the late night hours, so that after the opening statements are concluded by the defense, that's when he'll have a vote to see if they want to have witnesses, if they want to admit documents, this kind of thing, because they will be so worn out and so psychologically tortured, and their bladders will be erupting, and they will say, you know what, I don't want to sit through this. I don't want to sit through this, so I'm just going to vote to not have witnesses. I'm just going to vote to keep this as short as possible. I'm just going to vote for no documents. That is what the purpose is. And with all that conversation last night that went on the TV about under the cover of darkness, this is about you. No, it's not about you, and it's not about me. It's about wearing out the Republican senators to the point where they just say, I can't do this. I'm just going to vote to make this as short as possible. I can't do it.